there is a fifth dimension beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone. The camera pans over the big swamp, its greenish, mossy substance. It smells horrible like ogre. What a lovely day, isn't it? Yelled the ogre, named Shrek. He looks around, and sees no one, except Donkeh. "What are you doing in me swamp?" the ogre said, in a Boston accent. "Why, I'm just stopping by to say hi." Shrek grinds his teeth together. "I can't believe you, Donkeh. Why are you here this early?" He looks up at the moon. It's roughly 3 in the morning. "Well, what do you expect? I'm a Donkeh. Do I look like I can tell time?" "True," said Shrek. They both go inside Shrek's swamp hut. It's made of moss, boogers, grass, leaves and dirt. "Would you like some slug soup? Or maybe some slug slime beverage?" "Nah," replied Donkeh. "Okay." Shrek tears off the moss on the side of the hut to reveal a fridge-like compartment. "I'll have a cup of soup." He pauses. "Where's my soup?" "What soup?" "My soup, my chicken noodle soup." "I have no idea what you're talking about." "Well, I do, and I know you ate my soup." Shrek backslaps Donkeh. "OW, why'd you do that, Shrek?" "Because you ate my soup." "I didn't eat your soup." "Yes you did." "I did no such thing." "If you didn't, then who did?" There was a rattle in the floorboards. It made a metallic noise. "What was that?" said Donkeh. "I've got no idea," mentioned Shrek. The noise gets louder, and shakes the poorly made house. "Who are you?" said Shrek. "I'll beat the living swamp water out of you." Right after Shrek said that, he saw a bright light out of his small window. "What the deuce was that?" said Shrek. Shrek checks outside the window and yells, "What are you doing in my swamp?" The strange object gets closer and closer, all the while getting brighter. But before Shrek could finish the sentence, the strange object sucks up his whole house, with Shrek and Donkeh both in it. Static. Shrek could barely hear what the aliens were saying, because, well, they didn't speak English, but for writing purposes, we'll make it English. "What are we going to do with them?" said A1. "I have no idea. Maybe experiment first?" questioned A2. Not a bad idea." A1. "Oh yes, that sounds good," said A2. The aliens proceed to test Shrek's strength, while extracting blood samples to see if he has any diseases. "After I'm released I'll be the actual living swamp out of you," said Shrek in a very loud tone. "I don't know if we should release you too," said A1 in a sassy voice. "You'll never get away with this." You Shrek had no idea what they were. "What we are isn't important. What is important, though, is that you are ogre, and we need you." "What do you need me for?" said Shrek. "I need your ogre strength to fix our ship." "Ah, you need me to fix your ship?" "Yes, okay, now once you are done fixing the servos we will release you, but we will have to probe you." "What?" yells Shrek with his big, strong ogre voice. "What about me?" says Donkeh. "We need you to be the cook," said A1. "But I don't even have any hand." "I have hooves," said Donkeh. A1 pushes a button. A small gun comes out. "This may hurt a lot," says A2. A1 grabs the gun and shoots Donkeh's hooves. They turn into ogre hands, big strong ogre hands. Donkeh screams in pain while A2 gags him. "We need you to do this," says A1. They begin the probing. They begin with Donkeh screams through the gag and he is in massive pain. Donkeh gets released and stumbles to the ground. They begin to do Shrek. His skin is so thick it breaks the probe. While getting a stronger probe they hear a loud shocking sound. They look over at the sound to see Donkeh on the ground dead from the electrocution. There was a black scorch mark at his neck. "You killed my brother," wailed Shrek. The aliens find a huge probe, 12 feet. "I am outta here," Shrek yells as he breaks the bindings of depression. The ogre falls out of the spacecraft. "This drop is as big as my Martha," he said, with wind blasting in his face. he lands and gets charged up to throw the ship. Right before he throws it, the aliens go to the window Shrek is. Before they can even say a word, Shrek throws it at space. Blast off at the speed of light. Yells Shrek, "I told ye, I'll beat the livin' swamp water out of ya. And if you ever come back again, I'll beat everiter out of you until there is none left in ye swamp of yours. Ye ain't gettin' any swamp water from me." Shrek falls and starts to cry. Donkeh. "Why did you do this?" wailed Shrek. Shrek notices something in the livin' swamp water. It splashes about. Some swamp water hit Shrek right in the face. "Oh hey, there's my chicken noodle," so it reminds him of Donkeh. The ogre wails for infinity, no sign of stopping. He is cursed with the worst curse of all, being alone. Depression overtakes the ogre, forever, which is in the dimension called the Twilight Zone. Donkeh. There is a fifth dimension beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination.